So I have got some things to talk about today, but we're gonna set this up first, and then I'll wait until basically after the timestamps. Usually I like to give some previews here as we get Kathak, Eldritch, Parasite, but yeah, there's still much. We'll see what actually happens this video, because oftentimes I'll focus back on the game trying not to die, but that's also, I think, an acquired skill, which is to... Oh, that's right, Eldritch, Parasite, on a character where I want to run the ally attack, but... We'll see. Yeah, I often like to focus on what happens in the game. Well, I don't. It's not that I like to, it's that I'm forced to. But let's get into it. Oh my goodness. As we get into Kathak, Eldritch, Parasite character exclusive, random item, custom character. We're on Eldritch, Parasite. And yeah, I have some stuff to talk about. Probably a 3-parter, but really 2 main parts and then a side part if I can get to it, if I just don't die immediately. But as always, the normal house rule as we have light, charisma, knowledge, second mystery, Tachi-san, and maybe a second encounter check, is that if I die before the end of the second mystery, then I just do another run in the video. But we'll begin. So just really short. I mean, I don't know how short this part is going to be, but Windows. We'll see what Future Jordan decides. But Windows is deciding. Windows decided to basically restart a setup in which I was doing work, and so I lost work. But and unfortunately, it's been a while since I last backed up my data. A while for me. I usually try to do it once a week, as we have Coma, Teacher, Akamanto, Labyrinth, and Cult. Oh, that's a bit ugly. But it happened, and so it makes me want to kind of go back to Linux. I was on Linux years ago, but then when I got the chance to, let's just say, use more software, Linux is probably good now. I could probably switch to Linux right now, but we'll see if I can complete a project, because, yeah, I basically lost a bunch of data, which made me really, really sad. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. What has happened is I lost a lot of progress on game dev, channel assets, because oftentimes I like to use assets that I already have. We're in Akamanto, aren't we? Yeah, we are. So we need, we're fishing for Mind Drain and or Ghostly Spear, but yeah, it's not great. Losing about pretty much a week's worth of progress, because normally I do keep backups, whether it's on another setup, whether it's on a hard drive, external hard drive, so on and so forth. Usually I have some sort of plan, but in this instance, it just happened to be right before the day I usually back up or save my progress in the way of making backups, so that makes me really, really sad, but we'll see what I actually choose to do. There's like a 75% chance I stay on Windows for now. It's not like I hate Windows, it's that, and you can hate something and still use it. There's a pragmatic kind of perspective to this. Am I gonna get Mind Drain or Ghostly Spear, by the way? But yeah, what happens, and I have experienced 0 problems with automatic updates or news things with Linux. Because a long time ago, when I was, taking classes, learning things from teachers and professors, I was involved somewhat, but not to as high level as my peers with computers, essentially, specifically computer programming. But again, that's public knowledge. I do have a degree in computer science, but that doesn't mean I'm a professional in any particular field, aside from, well, probably specifically trying to code in very specific languages, but otherwise I usually focus on game dev. Now I'm just curious to see if I'll get Mind Drain or Ghostly Spear. I'll die here as a sort of proof of concept here. Yeah, so we're doing 2 runs in this video. Now I'm just curious. This doesn't normally happen. We finally get Mind Drain and off we go. But yeah, otherwise, this all loops back to me wanting to try out use Linux again. Because in the year 2025, Linux has done a lot more to make, essentially, programs compatible from what I see. So that's really, really nice. Also, we get a Holy Candle here, but Holy Candle. We also have a Carpenter Hammer, but we still want Mind Drain. Even getting a weapon is not enough for me to justify using a weapon most of the time. If I get a katana, maybe, but even then, you're trading blows here and there, which doesn't make me very happy. In the case of an encounter that makes me lose stamina, on the other hand. Well, we're still going to take 2 reason here. So basically, we took 2 reason here. That shouldn't happen, but... and then, yeah, the Carpenter Hammer's positive, in which it can proc stamina recovery. Doesn't really help out as much. But yeah, not much else to say on that. It's just a matter of me being like, man, Windows, why do you do things that I didn't ask you to? And even if you turn a lot of non-mandatory checks off here and there, Windows will still think to do certain things because it's like, oh, we want you to do this, and then it'll shut down. It'll literally shut down programs that you have up, or just restart your setup, even though you thought that you controlled things. But I never checked the police station, by the way. So we still want to mind drain here because losing -3 all is not great. So I think we just keep mind draining. But yeah, that's that. Oh my goodness. We can only do prep strong. Yeah, Carpenter Hammer. It's a nice weapon. It's just also random item stats, so that's why we're a bit slower. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to prep attack. But shrug. We might as well drink this bottle of water. Yeah, we might as well drink the bottle of water. Because we want to at least throw the empty bottle, which would have helped out earlier, but meh. Let's see. Teacher, Coma, Labyrinth, and Colt. Yeah, so we'll take Labyrinth next. We might have to fight in Colt, we'll see, but we'll take Colt after Labyrinth. Otherwise, as Future Jordan may have put in the thumbnail, we do, you know, I talked about it before, again, no spoilers or anything, but the 100 Line Defense Academy is a visual novel slash minor strategy hybrid, but mostly a visual novel. And if you didn't already know, it's co-written, or... yeah, there are at least 2 writers. There are a bit more than that. Like, there's a handful of people who worked on overall the design of the scenarios and the stories that happen in 100 Line Last Defense Academy. But the main 2 names, which they both founded, I think, 2 Kyo games. So TOO space KYO. Do I want to gamble on this? No. So yeah, I'm still going to do 2 runs, by the way. This is going to be a special video because, boy, Eldritch Parasite runs. But Kazutaka Kodaka, if I'm getting the name right, I'm looking over to the side just to make sure. And, oh my goodness, let me just do this really quickly. And let's see here, let's actually level up as well. We'll grab the funds. We'll take Strength, funny enough, but we'll move on. So yeah, the main 2 names to think of when you are going through 100 Line Last Defense Academy, whether you are playing it yourself or you have an secondhand experience otherwise. Oh my goodness, my body. Oh, my face! Is Kazutaka Kodaka and Kotaru Uchikoshi, I believe. I think that's, yeah, Kotaru Uchikoshi. The former of which was primarily in charge of writing the Danganronpa series, and then the latter of which went through things like Zero Escape, I think even so basically every game I talked about in that video starring Last Defense Academy, although this one technically counts too, one of these 2 or both individuals have been in charge of, so big surprise that the game goes through, and you'll see it too. Again, this is not really a spoiler because the part of Last Defense Academy's appeal... Oh, I think we just take this... Let's just take this in the face so we can use Mind Drain more. Yeah, part of its appeal is that it has over 100 endings. Or it has 100 endings. And that's all I'll need to say. That being said, that brings me to my next point, in that if you try to look at anyone Let's Playing the game right now, so it's been nearly a month, I think it's like 3 weeks specifically, but we'll be lenient and say it's been a month since the game came out, and people Let's Playing it have not even finished their first playthrough. So, and I've taken a look because I'm interested to see how people go through the game after going through it myself. And yeah, some people are on there. Some people are like in the good 50%-ish, but let's just say a week or a week and a half ago, I was not even 50% through the whole game. And I don't even mean you're trying to get every single little thing. I literally mean you're trying to get your full meals course and not even the dessert. So, yeah, I want to let that sink in. And for those who will never ever play or watch Last Defense Academy, yeah, like, that game is huge. I was not kidding when I said that... we're gonna have to fight this boss, by the way, because we succeeded that check, funny enough. But I was not kidding when I said that it's gonna take you a while for anyone who plans to let's play that game. I do have a high respect for anyone who can take a bite out of the meal that is Last Defense Academy, but boy, is it gonna take a while, and I would be hard pressed to believe that as games come, like people will be might be let's playing that game into 2026. Obviously, there are people, especially if you're not let's playing the game, you will have completed the game already by now. Just to say that much, but yeah, for a lot of people, especially those who are playing various games, like if you're playing any more than 3 games, good luck, and I salute you for trying to go through Let's Play, specifically Last Defense Academy. So yeah, we just take the damage here, funny enough, because we need to use Mind Drain. Now, will we survive is our next question, but I'm kind of just gonna go through this run, not half-heartedly, but not really thinking not thinking, but essentially gonna speed through this run because, boy, it's a heck of a lot of Doom that we're getting here. That being said, really, it's my reason that's low, because 61% Doom on our fourth mystery is not bad, but anywho. But yeah, to continue on, it's just for at least a little while longer. Yeah, Last Defense Academy is a very, very large game. I might have been exaggerating a bit, but if I were to give a more precise guess, it's still a very long game. I know this because the example I used was it's like 2 to 3 Like a Dragon games. And if nothing else, if you're Let's Playing Last Defense Academy versus a Like a Dragon game, I've literally seen people finish Like a Dragon games in half the time it takes for someone to complete one run of Last Defense Academy. And part of that is because of the visual novel nature of Last Defense Academy. So the weaknesses, quote-unquote weaknesses that some people say, because that is a quote, but I see it too, in that Last Defense Academy does have things that it could have done without, I think, in my opinion at least. But still, though, that doesn't change the fact that if you're eating from the game that is Last Defense Academy, like it's a game to go through, and it's to be expected. Again, the only thing I think what I was trying to say earlier, but I cut myself off because I was like, oh, it's not really a spoiler. So basically, if you know either of the two writers, you can definitely feel both writers' influence in Last Defense Academy. Like, you will feel their influence. From the reactions of characters, that is much like Danganronpa, to the explanation and detail over various vocabulary terms and philosophical views. And scientific views, more specifically. But they do have their place. I'm not going to say there was... I think it's still a great game. It's just that you do need a kind of mindset going in, if at minimum. But again, at the same time, people going into it, I don't speak for other people. I can only assume what people were expecting, or what some people were expecting. But hey, also we're just gonna take this damage to the face here. We're gonna throw this empty bottle, but we're gonna try to stick with 3 stamina loss. And as for this, we should be able to brace teacher attack. Yeah. So yeah, again, I'm gonna be watching people because I think that's, would you call it too parasocial? But essentially, watching other people play a game just in general, I think there is a point. I mean, otherwise, why do we watch people let's play games aside from wanting to support the person? But you also, I think, sharing the experience of playing the same game and seeing how people react to places that we might have played the same, or to parts of the game in which an audience, or in my case I have played through, just seeing how people go through and react to certain things, or how they think about certain things. Because without that, I think, the world would not be as great a place, at least in terms of just watching people let's play. This sounds kind of profound. I swear it's not supposed to be something too profound, but hey. But that's what I mean. I mean, now I have more empirical data, or tangible data in terms of, yeah, I'm seeing people Let's Play Last Defense Academy, and some people are just finishing it. Definitely a handful of people Let's Playing that game are, like, they're still in the first run. And there are a handful of people who are also quite far, in my opinion, but most people are just doing their second ending now. Really? Well, you know, Ghostly Spear would have been great here because we lost so much stamina aside from other stuff, but we can still survive at the moment. It's just, yeah, we're not doing so great. But, so I said I was going to do a second run. I guess I'm not, but we'll see. 10 charisma, we barely succeeded. We have a lot of funds, but I don't think I can really grab anything at the moment. I should actually visit the monument. That's a freebie, really? Well, hey. But yeah, oh my goodness, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to just watch for funds. We can now give the game funds, but now I need to watch my stamina. So, hopefully this is just coma. We should be able to survive, if that's the case, and I think we do. So yeah, you know what? For the sake of time, I guess I'll save my third topic for the next video, but depends on what actually happens. So as we get into this lighthouse, we should be able to survive, funny enough, even with the blundering that I did the whole time. But let's see. We do have we start with a flashlight, and we have 10 charisma, so we don't need to worry about reason. I forgot my seconds, but we have enough doom to survive, so you know what? Should be fine. We get an infected wound, but hey, oh my lips. I think you can hear the sound of my lips popping into the mic, but yeah, I'll still be watching. There are other things that I'm doing as well, but just trying to recover data, and then also just listening to or watching people play Last Defense Academy on the side. What are we doing here? I think I took Akamanto first and Labyrinth second. Yes, I completely forgot who I fought second. Could be Akamanto, but as we mind drain Takushi-san, we don't need to level up. We don't need to level up. We shouldn't need to level up. And we're just gonna mind drain Takushi-san until he's like quivering on the ground, going, my mind. But anywho, oh, we don't even have the 6th floor, so hey, second encounter. I would guess it's Akamanto without multiple decisions. But as always, if you have anything to say, if you have anything, any content you want me to go over, you know, my ears and at least my mind is still open at the moment. But I'm not going to take up much more of your time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.